Today we are going to go and do some of the covered bridges and hopefully see some fall foliage along the way. We are right off of 534 and 307 on Harpersfield Road, and that is the first covered bridge that we're going to do. And it is a truss bridge, and it is a Howe truss bridge, and that's spelled H-O-W-E. And I'm sure you'll be able to tell as we take a few of the other bridges and compare the trusses. That's how they're put together at the top. We're on our way. It's down this long, winding road. As you can see, it's only 12 foot 9 inches. It starts out as a regular bridge going over, and then it's going to change into the covered bridge. We are in the bridge now. Oh, this is a long bridge, and I've got to tell you, the base of it is all wood. I'm standing on the walkway to the Harpersfield covered bridge. Now, this bridge was built in 1868. It is now the longest spanning bridge that goes over the river here, the Grand River. It's 228 feet long. And you know, when this bridge was built, it was a wonderful sight to behold, but then there came a flood, and it washed away part of the bridge on the other side. And at that time, they not only built the bridge up, but they added metal trusses to the other side. And they also added this walkway. In 1992, there was so much work done on this bridge because Asthtabula County has so many of these wonderful bridges that they had sense enough to preserve as many as they could. This is a National Historic Site, and it is a beautiful bridge. It has a wooden base that you ride over, and it's like riding over one of the old macadam roads of long ago. The northern side of the bridge was washed away in a flood, and in 1913 they had to fix that part of the bridge, and they added 140 feet to it, making it the longest covered bridge in Ohio. This is the side that has picnic tables. So if you want to come and have a picnic with your family, you can come to this side. There's a shelter over there, and right up there's a tiny little house. And in there they have snacks that are totally delicious. And of course, we have the ever-popular outhouse. Heinz, how long have you been working here?
Well, this is my 7th year.
And what do you sell in that little bait and tackle
this
place?
bait and tackle, whatever you need for fishing, which we have here in the river. You know, we got good steelhead coming up here. You know, snacks, you know, pop, you know, and anything that's, you know, depends on what season you're in it, you know. And outside that, you know, I'm retired and I'm having a ball.
And the covered bridge, do you ever walk it yourself?
Oh, yeah. That's my lead. You see, I can see the fish. You know, now we have very little water at the present time, you know, but I mean, you can go and check out, you know, where the fish are, you know, how they're moving back and forth. So you kind of get used to it, make everything's, you know, sometimes they're against the dam, you know, and then if there's two running, then they go and back off a little bit, you know, and all that. And then this way you go, and instead of wasting your time up on the dam, you come further down.
So you would be the person to come to if we wanted to go fishing then, right? You could give us some leads.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
This is the man we want to come and see. I saw pictures inside the pictures. Great big fish that people caught here. And they're hanging up inside. And if you want to see those pictures, you'll have to come out here to the Harpersfield Covered Bridge. We are now coming around the corner and looking at the newest bridge built in 1999. And it is in the little town of Jefferson. It's 104 feet long. It also has a wooden base that's very smooth. It's a lovely bridge. We are now in Jefferson, Ohio at the Necker Covered Bridge. It is the newest bridge. It was built in 1999. And we were talking about trusses before. We were talking about how trusses. This is a brand new type of truss, and it's called a Haupt truss. And it's built with hoops on the sides. If you will notice, the construction looks a little different on this one, but it's quite beautiful, isn't it? Can you see those round circles on the inside of the bridge? That helps with the construction, the weight bearing, and everything else. But the bottom is still made of wood. Sad that this bridge is closed down because walking through it, it is lovely inside, but I'm sure it can't hold the weight of a car. In the shot before, you saw me at this bridge when it was closed, and that was 2002. It is 2004. We are now standing in front of the oldest bridge again, but they have refurbished it and rebuilt the entire bridge. It's wonderful. People can drive over it now. And you might be hearing some background noise, but that's from the Grand River Manor, and it was established in 1847. It's the oldest tavern around this area. People can actually drive through here, not if you're in a truck or not if you're in a bus, but if you're in a regular car, you can now come through here. We're going to take you inside to show you what they have done compared to the part of the video that you saw where it was all torn up inside and horrible on the outside. And now it's wonderful. They've really done a good job with it, and we're glad we came back because Asthtabula County realized that they had to take care of their oldest covered bridge. Come with us. Here we are inside the bridge. I want you to notice that the new wood is mingled with the old wood to make a nice sturdy foundation. Huge beams. They look like they're hand-hewn. I wonder if they were made by the Amish. And the bolts that you saw that were all rusted and falling apart, look like they had been here since they put the bridge up. They're all brand new now. The flooring that could once barely hold me in 2002 can now hold an entire automobile. Everything is wonderful again, just like it was built for all of us to use. This is a prime example. They have taken the old wood that was still good and they have interwoven it with brand new wood. And they've done this throughout the entire bridge to make it a very strong piece by keeping the old and intertwining with the new. I'm in the middle of the bridge. This bridge does not have any footpath, no place for people to walk, only cars to go over. So that means I had to climb over those brand new things that they put in, those huge pieces of wood, to get out to the outside. And I'm right over the water now. And when I look down, I can't see any fish right now. The water's very churned up. It's rather muddy, but it's still a beautiful view. I can see all the way down the river. It's a beautiful place. Come out here and see these covered bridges for yourself. You won't be disappointed. Well, this is what I had to climb over to get close enough to look over the side of the bridge. It wasn't an easy task, but somebody had to do it. Now we've visited this bridge enough, and I think it's time to move on to another bridge. We have another one we really want you to see. Come with us. Don't blink, because we are now coming to the shortest bridge on our tour. It is the South Denmark Road covered bridge, and it was built in 1868, and it is only 80 feet long. It goes over Mill Creek, and this one you have to stay on the actual road, because if you go from one side to the other, you will fall off. This is such a short bridge, the South Denmark Road covered bridge, at 80 feet long, that we decided we're going to go through it again. This bridge has a wooden base just like the other ones, and it has a town-type truss, which is another totally different type of truss. But the roadbed itself is like 3 planks wide. There are 2 runners here, one for each wheel of your cart or your car. And if you miss those, you're going to fall in the middle. So you have to be up on these, and they're only this wide. In conclusion, because we are drawing this trip to a close for today, there are 16 covered bridges in Asthtabula County, and we have only covered 4 of them. Please come on out here and see the rest of the beautiful covered bridges. And you know, this is going to be the conclusion of our trip out and about today. I am Barb Sutton, storyteller and narrator, and the videographer is Andre LeBlanc. Bye-bye. Welcome to Out and About with Barb and Andre. We're the video storytellers, and today we are in Asthtabula County. We're going to take you to some of the covered bridges that are located in this county. There are 17 of them now, because there is a new one. But we are starting out first with the Creek Road covered bridge. It goes over the Conneaut River right here in Conneaut, Ohio, which is located in Asthtabula County. It's 125 feet over the river, and it's a 1-lane covered bridge. You must sound your horn on either side before you come through, or you might have an accident right in the middle. They don't know when this bridge was exactly built, but it was extensively renovated in 1994. As you look inside the bridge, you will notice that it is done with the town lattice effect. That is a certain kind of truss, and it's made just like lattice work that you would put up to grow your rose bushes. The roadway is made of wood. It only carries 1 car at a time. Come with us for a walk through. The lattice work is not only on the sides of the bridge for strength, and that's exactly what it is for, because they are trusses, so they can hold up a great amount of weight. But also the ceiling is done that way, the roof, let's say. And it's done in that same pattern, and I'm sure it's so the roof stays very strong also. Since we're in here, I do want to talk a little bit about this lattice work. It is quite wonderful. There are giant bolts everywhere holding these. They look like 2x10s to me together, and I'd say they've been here many years. Creek Road is a very interesting road. As you turn off the main road, it's paved just like all the other roads. Then it turns into dirt. Then before you come over the bridge, there's a concrete pad and fencing on both sides so you don't go over. And then, of course, you are riding on the old-fashioned wooden macadam roads of long ago. We're off to the next bridge.
The State Road Bridge contains 97,000 feet of southern pine and oak. It was erected in 1983 across the Conneaut Creek. The 152-foot town lattice span was the first covered bridge designated and built by County Engineer John Smolin, Jr. A 4-foot tall window extends the length of the entire bridge, and it really shows off the town lattice work. The way this was constructed, not only for strength but for beauty. You can see the outside as well as the inside, both very nice. This bridge was dedicated in 1983, and it was the forerunner of the Covered Bridge Festival here in Asthtabula County. And that's held the second weekend every October. So come on out for a wonderful time. See the covered bridges, enjoy the festival. I'm on my way to the Middle Road Bridge. It seems that before you get to every one of these covered bridges, the road turns into a dirt road. This 136-foot Howe Truss Bridge was built in 1868 over the Conneaut Creek, which is the longest river in eastern Asthtabula County. It was reconstructed in 1984 with the help of 3 volunteers and 4 college students. Coming across these ancient boards, which are wonderfully thick, gives you such a feeling of security. Nice, thick, solid wood with bolts. This bridge is also a century bridge, and it's recognized by the Asthtabula County Historical Society because it was built in 1868. The Middle Road Bridge is a 136-foot Howe Truss Bridge, which was constructed in 1868 over the Conneaut Creek, which is the longest river in eastern Asthtabula County. It has been renovated since then, and in 1984, 3 volunteers and 4 college students put this bridge back to shape again, so it's like you see it today. It's another wonderful covered bridge of this area. Hey, Andre, we have to go. We're losing light. We have to get to the next bridge. Well, Andre, so far today we have been to the Creek Road Bridge, we have been to the State Road Bridge, and we just finished with the Middle Road Bridge. Now we have 3 more that we'd like to find for today. No guarantees. Every one of these, it seems, there's a regular paved road, and as soon as you get to a dirt road, you know you're on your way to a covered bridge. is the Root Road Bridge, and it's quite a unique little bridge. It was also built in 1868, but this one they have painted white, and as you can see, the top clearance is 9 foot 4 inches, and as far as wide, it is only 8 foot 2 inches. So you better not have any big kind of truck and try and go through here, because you're not going to be able to. Now, they did refurbish this bridge in 1982 and 83, and they had to put stronger girders in, and they even put a center post in. But you know what's amazing about it? I think that the boards on the ground for the actual bridge are the original ones. They have deep grooves in them where car after car after car, and maybe even some wagons and carts, have gone over them. After all, 1868, it is quite a long time ago. The deck of this bridge, I believe, has the actual boards that it started with. There is even a bolt sticking up here that holds the boards together. You know, there are deep grooves here where you can see that many years of cars and carts and wagons of all sorts from 1868 have traveled through this bridge, and it's still here. In 1982 and 83, as I stated before, this bridge was refurbished, and it was raised 18 inches, and laminated wood was used. It runs over a different river completely. It runs over the Asthtabula River. Coming out to Asthtabula County has been a wonderful dream for Andre and I. This has been a labor of love, coming to the covered bridges. We started this project in 2002. We came back in 2004, and it's now 2009, and we are finishing this piece. We hope that you have enjoyed the bridges of Asthtabula County as much as we have, but you haven't even seen half of them. Please try and come the second Saturday and Sunday of October of any year and go on one of the bridge tours. There are 2 tours, Tour A and Tour B. Each one takes you to different bridges. We do have to say goodbye for now, because not only are there bridges in Asthtabula County, but there are wineries. And what can I say? A little libation never hurt anyone. We hope you have a wonderful day. Andre and I are having a great time. We're out and about doing the things we love to do. We hope we catch you doing something you like to do. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.